Space Coconut.
Okay, I know I'm late to the party. I was busy playing other things, but colorblind options are finally coming. But why the sudden change of heart? And what can behavior learn from this incident with Almo's statement? Before I get into it, be sure to sub to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, pre-order Monstrum 2, and follow me on Twitch, where I'm usually live every Tuesday and Saturday. Links to everything are in the description. And Behavior released this statement about upcoming colorblind options that are coming to Dead by Daylight. This is not how we wanted to reveal this, but we feel it's the right time. We've been working on a colorblind mode for some time now, and we are planning on a release shortly. We want to make sure this is done the right way, so while we're hoping to get this out into the next major release, we are unable to commit on the release date just yet. This announcement comes as a relief to what could be tens of thousands of players who suffer from some form of colorblindness who have been asking for these options 2 weeks after the game was released in 2016. That's 4.5 years for those of you who care. Who brought on this sudden change of heart? Who else?
Alright, JC, it's getting really boring just blabbing about colorblind mode all the time. We've heard it a million times, we know. Continuing to badger us about it isn't going to change anything. If it gets done, it'll get done when we have time to do it, or if somebody decides that it's something that should be done. You know, we know that a lot of players want it. We know it's not a small number. We get it.
Now, just taking the clip at face value, we have Almo getting tired of hearing the colorblind question for what must have been the 3rd or 4th time, and lashing out in traditional Almo fashion. This lovely clip was picked up by Steven Spawn. He does many different things, and if you have a moment, read any of his blog entries for insight into what type of person he is. I guarantee you will not regret it. Shortly thereafter, the official Dead by Daylight Twitter account responded with the work they have so far of colorblind options they said they've been working on for months. 4 months. Out of everything that's transpired during this situation, that's the one statement we should really think about. And now we come to the topic of the video. Why is it so hard for the devs to share their plans with the community? We're only hearing about the colorblind options now because Almo has very poor public relations skills. Because he screwed up and made the company as a whole look bad, they stepped in and showed what they had so far after months of work. How different would this situation be if at the beginning of the year or before the winter event, they simply announced, by the way, expect colorblind options next year. We're working on them now and we don't know when they'll be ready, but they're coming. In the meantime, enjoy our amazing winter event and the Binding of Kin chapter. We think we've done a pretty good job so far. The majority of the issues I have with the company stems from the fact that they do everything behind closed doors without any kind of transparency that would help the player base cool their jets regarding the issues they have with the game. Transparency regarding the things they're working on in the right situation really wouldn't be a bad thing, would it? The upcoming key change has many people excited. However, this announcement is marred by the fact that it was used as a peace offering to players when the Mori change was implemented suddenly, and players felt that it was the classic survivor bias at work. The issue of holding back the Mori change until keys were fixed as well is a separate issue, but worth mentioning in this context. There are several more examples from the past 4.5 years, but they all boil down to the same thing. Behavior only shares their plan when the shit hits the fan. Plans change, and they won't be able to satisfy the informational needs of everyone, and of course people will act as if their statements are unchangeable fact that should be expected to be finished within the next day or so. But for everyone else who can temper their expectations with reality, the information the devs share would go a long way to helping the player base understand what they're currently working on and what they plan to work on next. Their next Q&A will be very telling if they've learned this lesson or not. They're either going to be more transparent than before and actually answer questions, or they're going to show that they haven't learned anything, and I get to make another Q&A condensed video. Either way, it's going to be a win-win for me. There is a question that this brings up though. With the admission to making Dead by Daylight more accessible to players with disabilities, what does this mean for players with difficulty hearing? Sound is wildly important to the game, and I imagine that solving this problem would be even more difficult than solving the colorblind issue, if it's even possible without genuinely breaking the balance of the game. I doubt they'll try, and I kinda don't think that they should, but it's something to think about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the fun.